Wow, what an amazing press conference from Ubisoft there. A big reveal, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Jeff Keighley back here with YouTube live at E3. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot is actually driving over here right now to our set. His first interview will be with us live in just a few minutes, and a lot of those teams will be coming by. So we got lots of questions for him. I'm back with Danny, Rocco, Tina, and Jessica Chobot is also joining us now. Let's start with you, Chobot.
Yeah.
What do you think? There was some pretty cool news there.
Yeah, that definitely exceeded my expectations so far. I think this has been my favorite conference of the show.
I would agree.
I love the fact that they had the developers front and center and really celebrated them, and then showing them off as how like kind of a family they've become in our team. I love that, love that, love that. I also really, obviously, you know, the out there, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Oh my God. I was pretty stoked for Far Cry 5, and then I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, like I'm on board 110% for that game. Yeah. That might be the game I'm actually most excited coming out at E3 so far.
Yeah.
I'm not really expecting anything to push that, but we'll see.
No, and it was a cool, they did that trailer for that game, I don't know, it was probably like 8 years ago, and that was sort of felt like it was a CG thing, so I'm curious when he was here, like, how early is that in development? I'm sure it's far off, but the fact that they teased it again, and it was also like, it was a really tight press conference, like just over an hour. Last year, Ubisoft was pretty bloated. It was like 2 hours long. I mean, Miyamoto opening the show, Beyond Good and Evil 2, and that new Ubisoft Toronto
I mean, I'm
star.
jumping on the hype train. I'm so for it. And I love the fact that Nintendo is finally unlocking their IPs for other people to play with, because I think that's just gonna like open the door for so many cool games in the future with the characters that, you know, I grew up with. And now I can like have my son come play with me now too. So I'm just really happy overall with that performance. Yeah.
What'd you think, Tina?
Yeah, I mean, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is just the mic drop of the show for them.
Yeah.
But even outside of that, like, I don't think anyone was expecting anything of The Crew 2, but that looked pretty good.
Yep.
The Skull and Bones game also is basically like Assassin's Creed minus the, well, it's Black Flag minus the Assassin's Creed, which I think is what everyone wanted that game to be. So they had a couple stunners there for sure, and they did a good job this year.
Rocco, you got sort of a digital influencer in there.
Yves Guillemot, he's the new
letdown.
Letdown?
I thought it was a letdown.
Yeah.
I couldn't count one JRPG at all, and no Tobuscus. I mean, completely MIA. I feel like they haven't really lived up to what they did years ago, you know. And so I don't know.
You're kind of down on it.
Sad.
That's all right.
I mean, Beyond Good and Evil could be fun, but I just feel like without an influencer to tell me that it's fun, I don't really.
You don't know.
What to do with yourself.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, what do I do with this?
You're lost. You're like, someone to guide you through it all.
Yeah, I just could have used like, you know, the epic meal.
Meal man. Exactly. Danny?
I can't tell you how many times I've come to E3 and asked when are they going to make a Mario XCOM game.
Yeah.
But finally, they've come good on that. I don't think, like, I was expecting it to be some sort of like party game mishmash thing, or like some, you know, throwaway fun little thing you'll pay for like a week. But they're making like a bona fide, like turn-based strategy game with Mario.
Crazy,
like, who came up with this?
Yeah.
It's
and it seems like they're in depth. Miyamoto involved. Like, that's pretty cool to have him out there. And it sounds like he's been collaborating with the team a lot on it. So yeah, front to back, a ton of news. There was also that new Ubisoft Toronto IP Star.
Yeah.
Oh, Starflight? Was that what it was?
Starflight, I think.
Starlink?
Star Ocean.
It's Starflight, which
It's No Man's Skylander?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
All right.
it looked a little bit like that. So that's another new announcement. So Ubisoft pushing in a bunch of directions with 2 big games this year. Assassins, Far Cry, and then you add in all these other titles. That was a lot of stuff, and I got to say, by far, I think my favorite press conference so far in terms of, you know, they dropped some big bombs in terms of big news. So how would you get? What grade would you give it, Danny?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was probably the best. Although this year does feel like this strange like interim year where there's a lot of like nothing going on and a lot of sequels and stuff. I think what I like about Ubisoft is they have this like incredible breadth for a developer of their size. Like they even have sports games like Steep.
Yep.
And you know the fan
South
favorites.
Park
Right. 2 South Park games, a mobile game coming out as well. So yeah, I thought I enjoyed it a lot. It was pretty much like all the staple of stuff that you'd expect from Ubisoft with a couple of nice little.
So what grade would you give it?
Like are we talking 1-up grades like A's, B's, C's?
Yep,
Can I get out of 10?
ABCs.
Yeah, give it a B+.
B+. Rocco, what kind of grade would you give it?
I'm gonna go D. Just Dance was cool, so I give him a couple points, and then it's coming to the Wii, which is that was an unexpected. That was the biggest surprise for me. But still no Cold Fear 2. We keep coming back every year, and they're not really, so D for me.
D from Raka. Tina?
Well, with the combination of the big surprises and some of those random other surprises too, like Elijah Wood's VR game.
Oh, Tina's going to go higher, it sounds like.
Yeah, it reminded me of like a Black Mirror episode, a very specific one, if you've seen it. But with those things considered and docking it a little for Just Dance, I'm sorry, I'm going to go against your opinion there. But I'll give it like an A-. That was really great.
A-, yeah, all right. Jabba?
Yeah, I'm fully jumping onto the hype train for this one, especially compared to everything else up to this point at E3. So I'm gonna give it, and with how like you had said, how the breadth that they hit everything and like made sure that all the consoles have something good coming towards them, I'm gonna give it an A.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, a full-on A.
Because
no, I gotta
don't
say,
give a fuck. That's why.
No, it was
A.
like, you think of how many games they announced there, especially compared to, EA. I mean, EA had Anthem, but they didn't have so many other games. Xbox, didn't really have any new first-party stuff to talk about. There were some big new announcements. Gets me excited for what Sony might have tonight.
Oh yeah, I am dying out of curiosity
they always
right now.
Have incredible games and hopefully a couple cool surprises.